What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to another episode of our Liverpool FC Let's Play here in Football Manager 2020. Yes, it is episode number 9 already. That is kind of scary. Today we are going to be starting on the Youth Development Centre. We've had a youth intake, and well, it hasn't been a great one, I'll be honest. You might remember we were being told about an American prospect. He's not bad, and to be honest, it might be a case of our just assistant has got the judging really wrong on this guy, because he has some standout stuff, but he's not that great. We'll negotiate a really short contract for him anyway. You could see him there. His name is Cliff Moore. Great name. I guess he's got good first touch and good technique, but if that potential is correct, I'm a little underwhelmed. You can see the rest of our prospects here. The standout player is really Rich Webb, who is okay, but I'm not 100% convinced he's going to be this super long-term prospect for us who is one day going to be, playing in the first team. But we're going to lock him down to a long-term deal anyway, at least just to start things off here. There are a few other players here like Gavin Rodgers, who, to be honest, is not bad and has some potential, could turn out to be absolutely superb. But at least here and now, I'm not entirely convinced it's going to be first team caliber. Anyway, I'm going to go through the rest of these in my own time and offer a few more of them contracts, but nothing to write home about. One of those intakes where you kind of are just a little underwhelmed, unfortunately. Anyway, since you were last here, we have played 3 matches, and today we've got another 2 matches in the episode, including what could potentially be the last league game we cover of the year. Anyway, the first game since you were last here was against West Brom. It was a 3-2 win. Haaland with a goal in the 95th minute from the penalty spot was the winner in extra time. To be fair to West Brom, they're going pretty strong in the Championship, up in second place. Not a bad team. We did play a rotated team against them. At the same time, we should be coming through this game a lot more convincingly than we did, but ultimately we did get the win. We do make it to the 6th round where we have been drawn against West Ham. In the league, 2 convincing 3-0 wins. The first of these was against Bournemouth, Firmino, Salah and Fabinho with the goals, and then the second game against Aston Villa, bit of a rotated team this one. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain with a brace. Really great to see him getting on the score sheet a couple of times. He is a terrific little player for us. So yeah, that's kind of what you've missed, obviously. There's only been 3 matches. Today we've got the game against Manchester City, which I'm going to say could potentially be the last league game of the season that we show live, unless we start to slip up a little bit. There's 8 games left of the year. We know that Arsenal have a very tough schedule going into April. A win here would ensure that we maintain our 6-point gap over them. With 8 games left of the season, at that point, unless we completely bottle it, it really should be our league to win. Of course, we've also got the Champions League game today against Leipzig, where we are 1-0 up after the first leg with an away goal. So we're looking pretty good there as well. But anyway, you might notice that I have got a real name fix installed now on my game. I've also updated my face pack and logo pack. So yeah, be aware that if things look slightly different when it comes to some player profiles, that is why. I will give you guys just a little heads up. There's been a bit of a wave on FM fan sites of graphic packs getting removed. Copyright holders, namely football clubs, basically saying, hey, you're using our image rights, the game isn't licensed with these teams and you have our team badges and stuff and you can't be distributing these. So they have been getting pulled off the internet. Now, for that reason, I'm not going to do any videos explaining how to get this stuff because I don't want to make myself a target. But I will encourage you guys, if you have not updated your face pack and logo pack for this year, maybe you're running on one from a few years ago, it might well be worth going on Sort It Out SI or FM Scout or whatever website you use to get your graphics packs and getting them now whilst you can, because there is a chance that in a couple of weeks' time, or a couple of days' time even, they just won't be around anymore. So I just want to give you a friendly PSA about that. As I said, because of all this stuff, I can't really do videos showing you how to get this stuff. And, well, Robertson's now got injured, which is not so good. Maybe that's karma for me saying, hey, get this stuff now. So we'll have to bring in Henriks at left back. That's not ideal. They whipping the ball here. I realised I didn't really check that my team was my best 11. I kind of just assumed it was. It is, though, which is a good job that I set it up before I recorded. Sometimes when I record videos, I play up to the recording point and then I immediately just hop into the episode and record it right away. Other times I wait a day or two or, a couple of hours. That's what I've done here. And, well, fortunately for me, I set it all up before I left and, well, Salah's got his 20th of the year. You might remember a little while ago now, I kind of said Salah's not really been the standout world-class player for us. He is now our top goal scorer, and I think he might also be top of the assist charts. He certainly has the best average rating. It would be fair to say that he really has emphasised his class ever since I questioned it. So maybe I should question more players' quality. And, well, with that goal, we take an early lead here. This is, of course, away from home at the Etihad. Thus far, we look very, very good. When it comes to the stats for the game. I am a teeny tiny bit concerned about the bookings to our centre mids. It's not a particularly great position to be in. Of course, with our system, there is definitely times where we get caught out on the break and we kind of need our centre mids to do those cynical little fouls to stop breakaways or just, you know, to help us regain a defensive shape. And them being on bookings is not ideal. Sane down this left-hand side whips it into Gundogan. And to be fair, that is a tidy little volley. I can't even complain about it. It's his 6th goal of the year. Sane, who I assume is just returning from his longish-term injury. I actually can't remember how long he's out for with his injury that he's got, but his match fitness and condition really aren't that great, so maybe this is his first game back. Either way, it was a superb little ball into the box, and not a bad finish at all by Gundogan. And we don't need to watch it for a third time. We know it wasn't offside. Otherwise, of course, VAR would have intervened. I was about to do a shout, but we'll wait until half-time to have our way with the players and have our words with them. Boys, not happy. Need you to be fired up. Fabinho on a booking and not the best average rating is a teeny bit of a concern. I'm just thinking about if I want to change things. I could bring in Wijnaldum, but when I normally bring in Wijnaldum, I then move Henderson into defensive mid, but that seems counterintuitive with the fact that Henderson's also on a booking. So we're going to ask Wijnaldum to do a bit more of a defensive job for us. He is a very, very good, well-rounded kind of box-to-box midfielder. It would be fair to say that defensively he might not be of the same quality as some of our other players. But we need a player who's going to do a job there, and hopefully the Dutchman can do it. As Salah's threaded through, can he finish it one-on-one into the side netting? He drives it. I mean, he applauds above his head. The ball to him was superb, but that finish deserves anything but applause. It was appalling. And now we have a set piece to deal with. João Cancelo has been brought on for Manchester City. Can we get rid of this ball? We can't. And Fernandinho manages to score a very, very scrappy goal. We've had 2 clear-cut chances and 3 half chances. They've had 2 real opportunities of note, and they've taken them both. Ball whipped in here. We kind of head it away initially. Ping-pongs around. Henderson's defensive header there, really not getting it away from danger. I do wonder if Laporte in real life would have been flagged for offside there for interfering with the play. Unfortunately, Football Manager hasn't deemed it as such, so we are now a goal down. And our record of only losing 1 game all season in the league is suddenly under threat. What can we do here? Mane trying to switch the play over. Didn't quite get enough on it, but it's still with us. Mo Salah holding up the play. Spreads it out to the left, or rather attempts to do so. Henriks, what can you do? You've got a bit of a point to prove on off the bench. A real shame that we lost Andy Robertson early on in this game because he is a critical player for us. And now Zinchenko steals the ball away and breaks away here. The Ukrainian going all the way on his own potentially. And well, you thought he might make it all the way. Unfortunately, his finish at the end, if you're a Manchester City fan, another one driven into the side netting. I'm going to make our final change here, and I'm going to make it early. I'm going to bring in Haaland, and I'm hoping he's just going to do the business for us. We've seen it a few times in recent episodes. He's the super sub that we've required. We need him to try and do it again, and whilst it's unrealistic to expect him to do it every single time, we kind of find ourselves in a situation now, with 5 minutes left, where we're hoping he can make a difference. And well, since he's come on, not a single highlight has happened, but in the 91st minute, with 5 minutes of added time, so plenty of football to be played, there is a highlight starting and we are in possession, and my tail is up, my expectations are high, and Salah's had the ball plucked away from him. Aguero bringing it forward. Can Van Dijk keep up? He can't. Alisson, fantastic little stop to stop it going in the bottom left corner. Gives us a ray of hope of being able to make it in this game and maybe get the equaliser. It's not been easy. It's not been great. We need to keep battling on here if we can. I'm worried now that this is just a pointless long end to a highlight, but maybe there's more to come. João Cancelo, unfortunately, the player with it. Mane wins it. What can we do, boys? Mane running down the wing, and he gets hacked away cynically by Fernandinho, who should get a yellow card for that. And he does. I don't know if this is all pointless, but I want to believe there is something to happen from this set piece. Dybala is on it. We have got players queuing up in the box. It's whipped into the back post. Van Dijk, can he keep the attack alive? He does, just about. But he's tackled in the corner. And Man City are going to hold on here, I think, at this point. And they are. 2-1 it finishes. Man, that was a game where, to be fair, it was a very 50-50 game. I feel like we're unlucky to lose, but we had the chances to win, and that's what really sucks. Andy Robertson is now out for 3 months. That's a problem. That could really be the thing that costs us a competition this year, because we've got Reguilón who's joining us, but we don't have a good left-back. We just don't. Milner is not registered for the Champions League, although we can still register him. And Balotore, who I signed to be the backup left-back, is still out for 2 to 6 weeks. So Henriks is probably going to be the man we need to lean on here. I did notice that we can update our registration for the Champions League still. To include Henderson, I think. Or at least, I think it said we could include him. It said there was still time, but I'm not sure if there is still time. Anyway, I'm going to try and work that out. Guys, let's go forward. We've got Leipzig in a matter of days. We're going to be without Andy Robertson. It's going to be a tall order. Let's try and avoid defeat for a second game in a row, shall we? Okay, guys, so we're back here for the second game of today's episode. We're at home against Leipzig. This is a game that we really need to win. Obviously, the injury to Andy Robertson is a little bit of a disaster, particularly with Balotore out. I registered Balotore and unregistered Milner, knowing that Milner was out with a long-term injury and likely to leave at the end of the year, thinking that's the left-back position sorted. We're now in a position where, unfortunately, Joe Gomez is the man who is going to have to play full-back for us. But, and it's a bit of a big but really, this guy has improved so much this year. Like, it can't be understated just how good Joe Gomez is in Football Manager and has been for us. I don't know if it's still the case, but he was when we looked at the season preview in the Dream 11. Yeah, you can see here at centre-back, he is absolutely top draw. So, I mean, I'm hoping he's going to be a fantastic left-back as well, because it's probably where he's going to be playing the most to finish this year. We're going to have Matip play alongside Van Dijk. That is a little bit of a downgrade in the centre-back position, but needs must. And that means that Proust Ekong comes in as our backup centre-back on the bench. The rest of the team, as you'd expect, really, however, we're going with the same team that played against Manchester City. We need a much better performance today from our boys. Hopefully, fingers crossed, touched wood, they're going to be the players to do this. We have an advantage from the first leg. Let's make it happen. One of our players was looking stressed there. I think it was Matip, which I guess can't really be unexpected. He's got massive, massive pressure on his shoulders just to turn up and perform for us here today. Let's hope he can do the business. As Leipzig are playing it out from the back here. I noticed they're playing a kind of 5-3-2 formation with wing-backs, or a 3-5-2. I guess it really depends on how attacking their full-backs are. So we're going to have to be good here. Oh my gosh, Salah. Oh my gosh, I thought it was going in. I thought we were having a moment of deja vu. That shot from the halfway line on the volley, unfortunately, did go wide, but the keeper was beaten. I almost lost my head a little bit there. Anyway, we need to deal with this here. Can we deal with it? Sabitzer inside to Tyler Addons. Forsberg with it now. Switches out onto this left-hand side for Srirachi, who crosses it into the side netting. Oh, I don't want to see the side netting being hit by our opposition anything more than last game. Man City really made a habit of it. And, well, unfortunately, they didn't score from any of those efforts, but they did find this kind of the goal eventually. Anyway, Dybala, can he whip in a ball of quality? Salah is there, never going to win it in the air. Mane leaps like a salmon, and he hits the woodwork. Half an hour gone, you'd have to say we've been by far and away the better team, but, and I guess it's a fairly big but, we're yet to find a breakthrough. We need that goal, and can Joe Gomez be the man to spur us on to get it? Salah with it now, hits it, oh my word, Mo. Oh my word. Joe Gomez with the assist from left back. Mo Salah deserves all the credit though. What a ball that was by him there. Gomez brings the ball out of defence. Salah kind of makes this angled run across, picks up the ball. They've got 5 men in front of him as part of that back line, and he still manages to squeeze it into that bottom corner. You love to see it. More of that, please. Joe Gomez with it now to Mo Salah. What can we do playing it out from the back? Back with Gomez. Mane now with it. Down the line to Joe Gomez. Have we got options in the middle? We have. Mane has it again. Goes back to Gomez, who's very, very involved in this play on the left-hand side. You love to see it. Fabinho. Dybala. Mane hits it. It's like hit the woodwork. It's come off with spin. It did hit the woodwork. It's the second time in this game we've rattled it. We really have a vendetta against the crossbar, I've noticed. Doesn't feel like our opposition hit the crossbar like we like to hit it. Anyway, Kunar's bringing it out. Goes to Addons. And they're going to try and build from the back here. Sorachi plays the ball forward to Yusuf Poulsen, who, what a finish that is by the Great Dane. He is a towering striker, and with finishing like that, well, I don't really know what you can say. It's absolutely superb. I mean, what do you say about this? I can't even blame Alisson for not moving. First time effort into the top corner. Was that Matip who tried to make a sliding tackle? I'm pretty sure it was. Playing right centre-back for us. But unfortunately, he just couldn't stop the shot from getting away. So as things stand, we are 3-1 up on aggregate. Of course, Leipzig will need to turn this game around and win 3-2 to go through on away goals. A draw for them is not going to be enough. As we switch the ball over to Mane, who... Was he fouled? I mean, it looked like a foul. Come on, VAR. Do us a favour. It is going to do us a favour. And it's now Fabinho from the penalty spot. I talked about dropping him from these. I'm keeping my faith. He's going to score this one. He scored one in the time between last episode and this one. And I mean, what a penalty that is. 6th goal of the season for him. You'd have to say we probably deserve it on the balance of play. And that puts us in a really, really, really good position now. I realised I was getting ahead of myself with the scoreline. Of course, that goal was the equaliser that they scored. Now we're in the exact situation I said we were in. Counting goals is hard, okay? I think me and my players are confused. We think if we hit the woodwork twice, that counts as a goal. So now we're in the situation where we're 3-1 up on aggregate and they're going to need a number of goals. Henderson hits it. Can he get it away? Dybala will take that. That should be job done. That should be job done now. They are going to need, 3 goals on the night to win this game from this situation. Great little attacking play here. The shot by Henderson was too hot to handle and it was parried away only as far as Dybala tucks it into that bottom corner for his 18th of the year. And, well, breathe a sigh of relief, everyone. Breathe a mighty big one. We can finally relax a little. We've been absolutely rampant in this game. Disappointing that we relied on that last-minute goal by Haaland in the first game against Leipzig in order to get, the lead. Here, though, we've really turned up, and we're turning the screw on them as Firmino has what would have been probably goal of the season on the volley there. Kind of backing off goal, off balance slightly. Unfortunately, the shot that he was able to unleash wide of the post. Leipzig still insisting on playing out from the back. I mean, you've got to respect it, but you can see here we're just smothering their defence. They do get the ball out, to be fair to them, but now Fabinho's going to win it, and they are in all kinds of trouble. Salah, not the best ball by him to try and thread through his partner in crime up top, Firmino. Probably after an hour gone here, I could look to make some subs if I want. Let's wait and see what comes off this chance as Salah brings the ball forward. What a run this is. Can he finish it? I mean, magical is the only word I can use to describe that goal. What a goal that is. Matip with the assist. 4-1 on the night. What a performance. But look at this. He picks up at the halfway line, beats one man, ghosts inside, glides past another like he's not even there. And just as you think he's about to smash it into Rose Ed, he just tucks it away into the bottom corner delightfully. Anyway, I'm going to make some changes here. I'm going to bring in Olmo, Haaland and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, I think, into this game. At this point, we can afford to give the likes of Olmo and Haaland just a bit of experience on the big stage. Plenty of football left to be played, though. As Firmino, I mean, if he scores that, we're on our feet and we're maybe cancelling the sub. Unfortunately, he misses it, so he will get taken off now. But yeah, for Haaland, who's 19, and Olmo, who's 21, this kind of game, a game where we are through now. I don't want to speak too prematurely, but this is game over. I'm pretty certain of that. It's just invaluable match-time experience to give them in a major competition. Haidara with it. Forsberg hits it. I mean, not a bad effort by Emil Forsberg. I'm not sure what Alisson was doing there. Little bit disappointing by the keeper. You can see Haidara picks it up, lays off to Emil Forsberg, who hits... I mean, it's not really in the top corner, is it? I guess would be what you say about it. Going to demand more from the players. Still, Van Dijk looking complacent. Not what you want to see, but, well, time is trickling away here. Gomez, I've got to give him a shout-out. We've made him play in a rather unconventional position by his own standards, and he did not look out of place there. And, well, what a win that is. 4-2 on the night, 5-2 on aggregate. We go marching on. When is the draw for the next round of the Cup? It's going to be on the 20th. I believe the quarterfinal and semi-final both get drawn at once. I might be wrong here. Either way, let's continue forward with eager anticipation. What a great performance that was by us, though. Awarded £8 million for competing in that. I have got a little transfer I'm thinking about doing. I can't actually afford it at the moment, so it might well collapse. But, and I know this isn't going to go down well. Januzaj, I noticed, was being bought by Manchester United for £18 million. I was like, I kind of want to sign him if I can. If they're going to just trigger a release clause in his contract, maybe I can get Sociedad to sell him to me. They have accepted a £20 million offer, and he has accepted it. I don't have the money to bring him in. I'm not sure where he'd fit in our team. But I just felt like at £20 million he offers crazy value for money. You guys know me. I like to just wheel and deal. If I can get a player in for less than their market value, thinking, I can sell them on for 16 million profit, I will do it. Anyway, we've got the quarter-final and the semi-final draws to be made, which means we will also know the finalists. In terms of the teams here, the usual suspects, I guess when you look across teams that you'd like to get drawn against, we probably look at Napoli, Lyon, Inter and Chelsea. It's the teams it would be ideal to meet. Let's see how we get on, though. We're going to put it on automatic draw for the tension. Who would I want? I mean, Lyon and Inter get drawn against each other. I'd kind of like Napoli then out the teams that are left. And we're not going to get Napoli. Of course we're not. We're getting Manchester City. Probably one of the hardest draws we could have had. That's unfortunate, isn't it? We can now watch the semi-final as well. I mean, I'm hoping we're going to get the winner of Lyon-Inter. That would be the dream, and we are going to get that. So, I feel like if we can beat Man City in the next stage, we make ourselves favourites. Are those games now in our schedule? I'm not sure how far away they're going to be. Okay, they're only a few weeks away. Okay, we've got to get ready for that. Next episode, we're taking on Manchester City. For a third episode in a row, we're going to be fighting out against one of our big rivals. It feels only fitting, given, of course, Liverpool and Man City playing today as the video goes up. And, well, you've got that to look forward to next time. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode as always. Let me know if you have. Drop a like on it. All that good stuff. Next episode is going to be a big one. And, yeah, I can't wait to see you back for that next time. Anyway, that's all from me. I'll talk to you later. It is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.